let's talk about the best business credit cards of the year. You're going to love this video because I went through 10 business credit cards, and then I'm going to show you how to get unlimited business credit cards by the end of this video. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so let's dive right in, and I'm going to do this a little bit differently than you may have seen in other videos. This is the best business credit cards of this year. And hey, if this is your first time here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified as next videos come out. So here's the situation. I went online and I looked at the best business credit cards this year. I Googled it, I looked at other videos, and here's the thing. Here's the challenge that I saw. When you look at some of these lists that are online, they all mention the same business credit cards. So for example, and then they just list the credit card twice, right? So it counts twice. They can make their list look bigger, even though it's a different credit card through the same bank. But give me a break. So if we look at this list here, and nothing against who put the resource up here, I just think it's limited. And in this video, I'm going to share with you lots of business credit cards. I'm going to share with you 10 business credit cards plus how you can find unlimited business credit cards. So I'm going to share with you that inside of this video. So if we look at this, we can see Chase is on here, Amex is on here, and then Amex again, and then Capital One is on here, and then Capital One again, and then Chase again, and then Amex again, and then Chase again, and then we have Brex all the way at the bottom. So that's fine. I mean, there's a few cards that you could look at, but what I found is that that as a resource is very limited. It's actually one of the reasons I created the company many years ago, Business Credit Workshop. Is I found I went online and I went and got the top 3 or 4, whatever this list is, of business credit cards. And I thought that was all the cards that I could get. I didn't realize that I could actually get hundreds and hundreds of other banks' business credit cards if I knew the whole process of finding local community banks, credit unions that offer their own cards. So if you stay to the end, I'm going to share with you that process. But let's go ahead and jump right into the list. So the first business credit card is Capital on Tap. This card is amazing. It's definitely my favorite. That's why it's first. I did another video here on YouTube. You can check out our Business Credit Workshop YouTube channel. All about the Capital on Tap business credit card and what makes it so great. In a nutshell, it's from a fintech company, a financial technology company, and you can actually get the card on a soft pull, so there's no hard inquiry, and it's a great card. It really is the credit card built for small business, so go ahead and check it out. The second one would be, would be Chase. So Chase, it is a good card to have. In fact, if you compare Capital on Tap, by the way, Capital on Tap, it's not Capital One and it's not Capital Bank, right? So it is Capital on Tap. Make sure you're on the U.S. Website. But if you compare Capital on Tap with Chase, one of the big differences is with Chase, I have multiple legitimate businesses, so I have multiple Chase business credit cards. With Capital on Tap, I could only get one. Okay, so that is one of the big benefits of finding like these portfolio banks that lend their own money, is that in many cases you can get multiple products from them. So I have multiple business credit cards with Chase, including personal and business credit cards. So Chase is really good. The reason I love it, I highlighted here which one I like. They're all good. I don't get too caught up in like the 0% APR for 12 months, even though that's really nice. I know a lot of people are into that. I make more than whatever annual APR that they put on there on my money, as anyone should if you're investing your money into your real estate business or your e-commerce business or your Airbnb business or your Uber business or trucking, whatever it is, advertising, even a regular company. You're putting hopefully the money into something that's bringing you back revenue. So anyways, the reason I got the Inc. Business Preferred Card, and I did another video on this as well, is that you get really good points, 100,000 points after you spend 15 grand in the first 3 months. But the card is really good with earning points. I spent a lot of money on advertising. In fact, like you watching this video, you're going to see some of my ads now. So it's a good card for advertising. It's a good card for point redemption. In fact, I'll give a quick shout out to the Points Guy. He has a great website. I've been following this blog for years, and they review like the top business credit cards, personal credit cards, and all the options that you have to get points. So if you're into earning points like I am, that you can redeem for free airfare and hotel stays, vacations, things like that, go ahead and check out the Points Guy. They got some really great resources on there. And so anyways, so that's why I picked the Inc. Business Preferred Card from Chase. Jumping to the next one would be First National Bank of Omaha. This is a really great card to get. In fact, this is one of the first business credit cards that I got. I got it years ago, and then what happened was they were only lending locally, like regionally, for years. And then as of this year, they opened it back up. So now you can get this business credit card in any state. You don't have to be out west, right? So this is a great card to get, and I actually have two of these. I have two of these cards, which is nice. I always teach in my training that there are ways where you could double or even quadruple the amount of business credit you can get by having multiple businesses or multiple credit partners or a spouse or whatever the case may be. So I got two of these cards. Great card to get. You can actually get pre-qualified on a soft pull, and then if you're going to accept the card, then it becomes a hard pull. The next one would be Amex. Amex is great. I have lots of different products with them. You want to get into the American Express ecosystem for business. I primarily just use the gold card. Okay, that's a charge card. It's like a net 30 card. I don't carry a balance on it. Although you do have the option to do that. Every day I make a payment on that card. So I use it and I pay. I use it, I pay it, use it, pay it. That's how I do it. They have a blue card as well, and some other cards too where you can carry balances. But what I found is since American Express kind of treats everything as one ecosystem, meaning they look at like the personal cards you have and the business products you have as well. When I maxed out another charge card, the blue card, which is like a traditional revolving card, different than the gold card, then they were limiting the amount of money I could spend on the gold card. I didn't like that. Maybe you'd have a different experience than I would, but that was my experience. So then I just left that card, now the blue card, to 0, and I used the gold card, and my limit is around $100,000, maybe $85,000, $100,000, right around there. Which obviously that's really nice to have. And by being in the ecosystem of American Express, they've offered me other products without any additional pulls or tax returns or financials or anything like that. So for example, I have a $100,000 working capital line of credit with American Express. That's really cool. And all I had to do was log in, they offered it to me. And then they also offered me a $25,000 term loan. Again, no doc, no additional pull and things like that. So they do take care of their own if you learn how to, like, I don't want to say play the system, but like if you learn how to play the game in a sense, like how their process works, then you could really get some really good results. So American Express definitely one of the top favorite business credit cards of the year. Navy Federal Credit Union would be the next one. Took me a lot of effort to get into Navy because I thought I needed like all this documentation and stuff from my grandfather. And then when I went to join, ironically, they didn't ask me for any of the paperwork. They just let me right in. So it ended up being very easy to get in. And yeah, so I guess that changes year by year on how strict they are with membership and things like that. Maybe it's based on how many members they need. But that's their business, not mine. But I was able to get in, and legitimately I should have been allowed in as well, But anyways, great portfolio credit union. They take care of their own. I had learned about this bank years ago because someone that was buying a property from us was a member of the armed services, and and then I actually called the lender, and I was like, wow, you guys offer some really great programs. So they have really good personal products. They have really good business products as well. I have both. So good. That's a good one. Navy Federal Credit Union. There's also a Facebook group that you could check out. It's like the Navy Federal Credit Union fan club, and that's a great group to join because you can learn a lot about their lending mood and some of the really great products that they have. Next would be Citi, and I don't usually talk a lot about national banks. Usually I'm talking always about local community banks, credit unions, but a lot of banks this year have really stepped up because lending has really opened up. So all these cards, by the way, I have too, all 10 of these. So Citi card's a good card. You could apply online. You could be lazy and just go ahead and apply online. Definitely made the list. They have a great business credit card. None of these cards, by the way, show on my personal credit report, which is great, but they do require a personal guarantee. So that's two different things, just to be clear on that. Bank of America, and it usually was never on the list before because I'd never had much luck. I didn't see a lot of clients getting approved either, but now they've opened back up, and they have good business credit card products, and I've seen some people that have business checking accounts with them that have gotten some pretty significant business credit card results. The last two are local banks. Actually, there's another one I missed here. I'm going to talk to you about in a second. But we have Valley National Bank, and we have Financial Resources Federal Credit Union, and then we have M&T Bank, which is, I'll show that to you as well. It's MTB. So these are more regional lenders. They may or may not be in your state. But Valley, they gave us $25,000. Financial Resources, they gave us $25,000. I did have to walk into the bank open a business checking account, establish a relationship in order to get the account. But great credit union. They lend their own money. It's a portfolio lender. They make in-house underwriting decisions. They take, so they're there to take care of you. They're great credit union. So not hard to join either. So you can go ahead and look into them. Valley we've been with forever, and they just recently became a little more competitive with the credit lines and how much money they're offering. So they're good. And then M&T Bank. I have a significant amount of business lines of credit and business credit cards with M&T Bank. I won't even get into how much, but it's a great relationship-based business lender who, as of right now, are I don't like to say aggressive in lending, but I would love to say they are doing really well, and I'm seeing really good results with clients in terms of the approval amounts, like $25K, $50K, things like that. So here, the best way to say it, they're in a good lending mood, right? It's a great way to work. So those are, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So those are the top 10 cards of this year. Now, as promised, I just want to share with you one more thing, because I always believe like you could teach a man to fish and all that stuff. But what I want to do is not just as I'm teaching you how to fish, I want to hand you some fish. So I wanted to deliver first and say, hey, those are top 10. But what if you want to get 20, 30, 40, 50 business credit cards, right? So that's my silly analogy, is that maybe while you're fishing, you want to get some fish to eat in the meantime. So now you've got 10 business credit cards that you know about. But how about I actually teach you a quick process of how you can get business credit cards? You can actually get as many business credit cards as you want if you implement this process. So what you do is and there's a lot of different resources you could use, but in this video we're just going to talk about the SBA lender list. So what you want to do, especially if you notice some of these banks were regional, and you might be in a state where you can't get those banks in your state, so you might say, oh, what do I do? So what you do is just Google online the top SBA lenders in your state. And when we do that in New Jersey, we come up with this list of banks here. And it's not the freshest list, but that is okay. This list of banks are all these local community banks and credit unions. And we've called all of these banks. In fact, we've called every bank in all 50 states. And we do have a resource if you're interested, and you can actually get access to that list. But the situation is that this is a really good list of banks that are business owner friendly, and that they are in a good lending mood. And what you do is you call the banks and you find out what products they offer and how to apply for the business credit cards. And you'll find hundreds of banks in your state and surrounding states that lend to your state that you've probably never even heard of, but are offering business credit cards. And it's a little bit more work than just going, to chase.com and applying. That's a very lazy way to get a quick approval. I think they gave me $35,000 or $36,000 just for one of the cards. But what if you want to go get like $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000? Then what I would recommend you do, as I teach in my training, is reach out to these local community banks, credit unions, these 1 or 2 branch banks that lend their own money, that offer their own business credit card, and you're going to find more money than you'll know what to do with, right? If you want to learn more about that process in a little bit more detail, I do have a free training that you can sign up for, that you can register for. You can just go to bccmastery.com. BCC Mastery is business credit cards. So that's our master class, bccmastery.com. And you can register for the upcoming webinar, and you can learn all about the process of finding unlimited business credit cards in your state and also nationally as well. And we'll talk about steps to get approved, like boosting up your personal credit score, boosting up your business credit score. So if that's of interest to you, it's a free training. Just go to bccmastery.com, or I'll put a link in the description of this video. All right, I hope you enjoyed what I just shared with you. I definitely wanted to deliver on the best business credit cards of the year, my favorite business credit cards. If you did like this video, don't forget, hit that thumbs up button. Go ahead and subscribe so you'll be notified when the next video comes out. And if you have any questions or you want to share your favorite business credit card with anyone, with us, we'd love to hear from you. Go ahead and drop it in the comments below. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon.